There's something different, and there's nothing. Black men that date white women, there's something different, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what it is. Like you oh okay, Childish Gambino, I can see that. Jordan Peele, okay, I can see that.
I am expected to have a big dick. Three,
Well, no shit.
two,
You're black.
one, go.
Nobody
Nobody
disagrees.
disagrees.
Yo,
Oh,
I feel
bro.
like it's a stereotype, and we know that stereotypes aren't realistic. But I mean, personal encounters, I don't feel like there's leeway. I feel like okay, that one we're keeping. Like that's what the general notion is.
I think it gets into the issue of positive and negative stereotypes and how people need to realize that there is no such thing, because what you do is you put people into a box where they're expected to live up to a standard. And I feel like it's over sexualizing black men. You know, you should
Oh.
want to date someone more for the pleasure physically that they can bring to you. And I know I've talked to people personally who would be like, oh, you're lucky you're black. You have a big member. And I'm like, well, I have other things to offer too. Like, I'm well spoken. I have a good sense of humor. I'm well traveled. Like, you go straight to like what's underneath my zipper.
Yeah, I mean that's been my experience a lot of times, especially meeting different people. That's the expectation, and I just tell them 2 inch Punisher. Don't expect too much. I'm just joking, but it's I think a lot of people watch a lot of porn too, and that's where it comes from. Like when you watch a lot of porn, you see these mandingos and 10-inch monsters, and they expect that
I'm
to be
glad.
reality, and a lot of times it's not. But that's the expectation that they have.
So, our audience submit hot takes about this group specifically, and they are hot. So, black men cheat on their significant others far more than other races.
Yo.
Where's this study published? Did someone do some research where they calculated numbers over a given period of time?
The reason why it was going to be neutral is because I don't know the numbers. Like, I don't
That's
know.
what I'm
I don't
saying.
know
That's
if
why I'm like, I
true or not.
don't disagree.
Yeah. So I came this way because of the keyword far more. I was like, do black men cheat? In generally, like you're not apt to not cheat because of the color of your skin.
To prescribe this to race feels nefarious in a way that I feel like it was coming from a place of of somebody that got cheated on by a black man. Like, it was like, yeah, black men cheat all the time. Come on, this doesn't even make sense.
Black men are attracted to big butts.
Is it?
Chat. Chat. Me personally, big butts are cool, but I'm taking a little giat over a big one every time, bro.
Agree with that statement?
A little bit of shape over a bunch of little oversized.
Biologically innate to like black men to to like ass.
I think it ties into hip hop and the whole strip club scene right now. We are so far gone from like the natural aesthetics of just a natural person that right now it's all about who has the baddest ass. Who ass is 25 pounds with
They ain't
2
even
pound
beat.
legs. You know what I mean? Like that's hot for some reason. And I personally don't get it. I mean, it looks unnatural to me, like, but I mean, a nice ass is just a nice ass, though.
Type shit.
Bro, black people are funny, and if you ever try and roast one of them, they will roast your ass so hard that you'll have no roast to rebuttal.
Yep.
How do I digest that?
I get what he's saying. I think black people as a collective are funny. If you go to black Twitter, if you go to black Instagram, black Facebook, like you're going to laugh. So I think that in that aspect, that's why like that statement has so much truth in it because it's like.
So I guess it's like the question is like, black people as a whole, are they funny? Or is like any black person gonna knock your ass off because he's super funny? Like, I think that's just the difference. Yeah. Black people as a whole, like, yeah, they got jokes, it goes back and forth, cool.
That's why I said as a
But
collective.
don't think that any black person you go to expect like a really good joke,
The N-word should stop being used by all races.
Hell nah.
3,
I'm gonna say nigga around my niggas all the time, nigga.
go.
Son of a, you coon.
I just think the N-word, when you look at the root of the word, even slaves would use it to describe other black people.
Okay.
And accepting their supposed oppression. So I just think, when I think about that, I don't think you can do anything to erase the history and the blood that's been shed on that word. There are so many people who the last thing they heard was the N-word as they were being murdered. So when I think about that,
Nigga.
yes, I think the word should stop being used.
Nigga.
To me, I feel like it kind of starts with us. The fact that we make it so cool within music and within like entertainment that it lets other people feel like they have a pass or that it's okay because my favorite rapper said it or I heard it here or you guys say it all the time. How come I can't say it? But at the end of the day, it's black culture pain, and if anyone's going to be using it, it should only be us, and that's it.
You can't really own a word. I think, we can own it in the sense where it's a black cultural thing, but the idea where we kind of make it out to where we say like, oh, other people can't say it, I think that's more of like a insecurity within the black culture of not being able to hold power, because historically black people didn't have as much power, so we're trying to hold on to literally a word that only has meaning because we add meaning to it.
I mean, respectfully, I ain't trying to hear that, right? Like, I feel like the only reason it's produced so much.
Yo, I'm with my nigga Lawrence, bro. That nigga said, shit, nigga, fuck are you talking about? Hold up.
That only has meaning because we add meaning to it.
I mean, respectfully, I ain't trying to hear that, right?
You know what's crazy? A black person say respectfully when they finna tee up.
The only reason it's policed so much, and I feel like the only reason we even have like this debate or this debacle over whether we can use it or not is because we're black people. And I'm not one of those people that think everything is racist and all that, but in this specific instance, right? In several instances, women in many instances have reclaimed the word bitch to be a term of endearment. There are, in the 90s, there was heavier women reclaimed the word fat.
Hell no.
Obviously respelling and things like that, but I feel like in those instances, nobody bats an eye. Why is that understood? But with this, it's so confusing. Like, oh, I don't know if like, when there are boundaries set, and that word is one of the boundaries that I think we have respectfully and rightfully set up for ourselves. So I don't want to, I'm not trying to hear the like, if we use it, why can't it? We do that all the time with a bunch of different things. And I don't think this should be one of the areas where we're like, yeah, let everybody, I'm not.
Well, I think it goes back to where you're saying boundaries, because when you break down to inner communities where, blacks and Asians, blacks and whites in hip hop culture, where there's like, it's 5 group of friends and their black friends don't care. They're like, say it. Like that happens. So it's like, we're having this broad conversation, and I know all of us aren't trying to be the spokespeople for black people, right? But it's like, it's such a convoluted I guess topic where it's like the expectations aren't clear to people depending where you're at. If you're on the East Coast, West Coast, like it's very unclear. That's what I think. I'm not arguing whether or not it's okay to say it or whether white people should say it. I'm just saying, if we don't want white people to say it, I think it needs to be very clear. And I think even in fact in this new age of our culture, I think we're seeing more people saying we don't want white people to say it.
Homophobia is a big issue in the black community.
Nah, bro. I feel like you just gotta go to Atlanta, bro, and you can't be homophobic no more. What? Yeah, it kind of is. We don't.
A lot of us black men, we will rather be friends with the homie that, probably has a rape attached to his name than the homie that's part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Who the fuck? Who the fuck are your homies? One got a rape conviction, the other.
We gotta work on as people, because my thing is, I don't understand the whole big phobia of, okay, what he decides to do in his free time or behind closed doors, why does that bother you so much? Why does that affect you? Like, why do you feel like it's such like the scum of the earth?
And I also think it comes from religion, because I don't want to get too controversial with that, but people are very religious, especially in the black community, Christians, and when you talk about the Bible, they say, homosexuality is a sin. So a lot of people have that ingrained in their mind. This is absolutely not right. And for a lot of people too, when they see a man, they want to see a manly man, and they associate that with being straight.
Heterosexual men have a fear that homosexual men will treat them how they treat women, if that makes sense. And so they're afraid of that treatment. And I'm on somewhat agree because I'm rather torn. I think I've lived a life where I'm around very open-minded, inclusive people. So I'm not sure how big of an issue it is in the community, but I know that in the Black church sphere, homosexuality is often made out to be the worst thing that you can be. There's almost nothing worse than being gay, and I think that's also where some of the homophobia comes from. We like to ignore all the other sins, all the other things that the Bible outlines that are not, holy, and then we just take homosexuality and we make it the worst. Granted, the Bible says it's an abomination, I get that, but the Bible says any sin will send you to hell, so.
You can't be pro-black and date a white
Man, fuck that. I love my snow
3,
bunnies.
2, 1, go.
Oh, you coon.
I think really the issue with this statement is, for me, if you are a
Hey,
person
wait.
where you stand
Avery, nigga. How the fuck you think you came out the color you came out, nigga? Fuck are we listening to, man?
up on your morals and your character, it doesn't matter who you date. And I think a lot of the issue is a lot of people get into, interracial relationships, or they date white people and they forget who they are. And if you are pro-black, it doesn't matter if you're dating a black person, a white person, because you can date a white woman and a black woman and still not even be for the cause. So I really think it's up to the person if they stand on their morals or not.
Type
I
shit.
agree to a certain extent, but personally, me, I feel like if you're pro-black, you're pro-black for everything. Like you're for the
Fuck does that even mean?
businesses, you're for everything black. So it's kind of hard for me to understand how someone can be pro-black and want so much for the black culture and the black race, and then they're in a relationship with someone that doesn't represent that.
Nigga, because you're oh my god, bro. Oh my god, this fucking coon. Oh my god. Nigga. I don't give it. Yes, we're down for black advancements. Of course, we want to see black people succeed. Doesn't mean I have to settle down with a black woman because I want to see black businesses succeed. What the fuck, nigga? Like, come on, bro. That shit sounded stupid as fuck.
Saying that if you're black and you're pro-black, you cannot act on
Attraction.
to someone from another race.
Personally, I'm not pro-black, but in my mindset, like I'm saying,
Wait, what the fuck? What does pro-black mean? Hold up. Because I'm confused. What do you mean? What does pro-black mean, bro? Does it mean, like, you fuck with black people? Like, you hold up, bro. Pro-black is lifestyle encourages economic growth, development like a whole world population. And population of black people. I feel like we're populated, so when they were black, Oh, well, guys, guess I'm not pro-black, bro. If
you're pro-black, you wouldn't find someone that's not black attractive to me. Not saying attractive, but you wouldn't even want to cross that line and even engage in a relationship with them. You can have like lust, like, hey, she's an attractive white woman, but ideally you want black kids, you want black family, you want your lineage.
Oh my god, bro. Like, niggas act like a light-skinned nigga ain't black, bro. A light-skinned Blasian. All them niggas are black, bro. Fucking whatever you want to call a Mexican and a black, bro. All them niggas are black, bro. Stop.
I don't know. I feel like the question in itself kind of like low-key negates the demographics of the country. I mean, black folks make up 13% of the country, roughly, and a lot of the time we live in concentration. So, you know what I'm saying? If you in Iowa, it's gonna be a little tough to find you like a black woman, especially somebody that might identify as pro-black with you. So I think it depends on what you do, not who you decide to be with.
My first response to that is like, what's the point of looking at people differently? It's like we get upset that people do it to us in generally, like looking at black people and judging them and stereotyping them and making assumptions about them. It's like, so on the flip side, why should we be doing that to other people regardless of who they're in a relationship, depending on the color of their skin?
I'm not gonna lie, I do. Like I look at people differently based on who they marry. Because dating, you know, you could be dating for fun. I feel like I look at people different based on who they marry. Like Jordan Peele, Childish Gambino. I feel like I can look at them and be like, I'm not looking down on them. I don't think of them negatively, but I'm like, oh, I see. And like, oh, okay, I see. Like, because like black men that date white women, there's something different, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what it is. Like oh, okay, Childish Gambino, I can see that. Jordan Peele, okay, I can see that. I can't think of another example, but I feel like I can tell, like, okay, like that's cool. You know, I'm happy, you happy. It's no disrespect to them, but I see the difference.
I prefer a light-skinned partner to a dark-skinned partner. 3, 2, 1, go.
I prefer a light-skinned partner to a dark-skinned partner.
Well, his black ass. Look, his black ass. Everything's light skinned to him. Okay, look, that ain't got nothing to do. Hey, all right. So, me, I probably be shit. Right? Her agree. That's just me though. That's just me though. You feel me?
Them colorism games over here.
All right, so the reason why subconsciously for me, the reason why I feel that way is, you know, growing up, I was always, you know, bullied for my skin color. I always felt
Dark as shit.
out of place. You know, I was always told I'm not black enough.
What?
When you constantly hear that,
Why the fuck is he lying, bro?
the reason why I feel that way is, you know, growing up,
I'm not black enough.
you know, bullied for my skin color. I always felt out of place. You know, I was always told I'm not black enough. And when you constantly hear that and you get beat down with that, and you know, you doubt
I must be
yourself.
seeing like
And
a different.
Like I said, I grew up in
a
a
different
broken home.
color.
I grew up in a foster care system, so it took me a long time to figure out myself. And for a lot of times, I don't tell a lot of people this, but I used to hate the way I looked. I was like, I don't like being dark skinned. I want to be light. And I'm just being honest, but now I'm more comfortable with myself.
I guess I have a question. Do you think it's because you look at a potential partner as lighter skinned so that your, you know, potential children or so would be lighter skinned so they don't have to go through what you feel like you went through?
Nah, you know, at the end of the day, for me, I'll marry whoever I seem fit. So it really doesn't, to me, matter about the skin color. But I will admit, subconsciously, I do think, you know, when I see a light-skinned woman, I actually, you know, look a little longer, or I might linger a little longer, or be a little more interested, just because of, you know, that.
Bro, this is what you
that
like.
consciousness that I had growing up. So it's not something that I say that dark-skinned women are far unsuperior or light-skinned women are more superior. It's just because of the constant beat down and the constant hatred about me being dark-skinned and the way I was treated, that subconsciously I do think that way.
But do you feel like you have some sort of like self-hatred because of that?
Yeah, well, not anymore, because it took me a long time. I mean, this started happening, you know, like I said, when I was 6, when I got in foster care. So, but now I'm more comfortable with looking at myself. I'm a good-looking, tall glass of chocolate milk, so, you know.
I have a question. Like, do you at all feel like you've become the person that bullied you by then having this preference toward lighter-skinned people as opposed to someone that would look like you?
I will admit, yes. I will admit that. And, you know, like I said, we just shooting a realism. So I do agree with that, yeah. And I think that's why now I'm focusing on myself, and, you know, being a part of this discussion is very important for me, because I'm starting to, you know, realize that prejudice needs to go. And I see this a lot in the entertainment industry now, where, you know, they want a black woman, but they want your complexion. They want that light skin that look like she can go in between the white family and the black family. And I think I only speak openly about it because I know there's a lot of people who feel that way too, but they don't want to admit to it, or they don't want to express it and, you know, be rejected.
So what the fuck is my
I mean, you see
video?
it in the media too, so I think that plays a big part in that too.
I currently go to therapy. 3, 2, 1, go.
Nigga, it's either strongly agree or disagree.
Me, my girlfriend's my therapist, but she don't like that. So I'm thinking about going fairly soon just to speak my mind, because I feel like there's a lot of things that, you know, everything's cool up front, but everyone has like something that's just like digging at them somewhat internally that, you know, may hinder them in some sort of way, you know. And I feel like, you know, if you have that type of feeling, like, you should go.
Yeah, therapy can be going to the beach or like going out to eat or doing something that relaxes you. So
Physical therapy, going to
Hold
gyms.
on, hold on. we have to be able to draw a line.
I know what I'm saying. It's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
I'm here
Well,
because
yeah.
I took it as like sitting in front of a therapist, someone licensed to do this. Do I do that? No. Do I find other avenues to relieve stress or whatever? Yes.
But you can't
Okay.
mix up self-care with therapy.
Okay,
It's
maybe that's what
two
I'm
different
doing.
things. Yeah. I've been in therapy for quite some time, personal therapy, just for myself, just issues that I have internally that I speak with someone with on a professional level. I recommend therapy. Therapy is literally the best thing you could possibly do.
For me, I find therapy in my faith, and I know there are a lot of people who they look at like, the Christian church specifically and might not adhere to that. But I think in recent years, the church has been adding more professionalism to what therapy means.
Having these conversations, for some reason, it makes you feel like of less of a man because when we talk about therapy, people like, really? You going to therapy? But when you think about it, that's why a lot of people have anger issues. That's why a lot of black men have anger issues because, they grow up a certain way or they face a lot of challenges and they don't know how to express it. So the first thing they do is they take it out on you or their girlfriend or their mom, and they don't have someone or an outlet to express it. So I think we need to normalize going to therapy and not pushing it off as a
Therapy.
white thing.
Therapy.
We need it. We need healing, and we need somebody to talk to us.
I think healing trauma is going to help black people progress instead of just getting more trauma piling on top of each other. And in a lot of ways, that does come into an aspect of personal responsibility because it's like my issues with my dad at a certain point has nothing to do with him anymore. At a certain point, it has to do with me and how I process it. And I have to go from, do I want to get angry every time I'm in the same room as him, or do I want to be able to walk in the same room as him and not have that reaction? And that was what I processed in my head when I was going through that therapy.
My father was present in my life. 3, 2, 1, go.
Not to jump into this one, like I absolutely love my dad. I'm even getting a little emotional thinking about my dad. My dad's amazing. My dad was there for me in every way, shape, or form, every facet, every way that he could be there for me and more. He was there for me. He was there to pick me up from school. He was there at my soccer games, my track meets. He was my coach for soccer one year. My dad taught me everything that I know almost. He is who I model my personality after. He is who I aspire to be. I don't think I could have had a better father. It's almost why I'm discouraged to have kids because I feel the pressure to live up to the example that he set for me. So he was there, still is.
I somewhat disagree because I ended up being put in foster care when I was 6 years old with a couple of my younger brothers, and I remember I don't remember what my dad looks like, but I do remember he passed away when I was around 7 or 8. So I can't really fault him for that. But my mom, she was widowed, so she lost her husband, and she decided to take care of us. And I don't think my life would be any different. I don't regret not having a dad, but sometimes I do wonder, secretly, what life would have been like if I had that fatherly figure in my life. And I think that's another stereotype that, black men don't have their fathers in their life. And it's good to see, a lot of y'all over there.
For me, my dad was not as present as he could have been. He's a typical older Belizean dude. Their culture is just very different from American culture. It's very passive aggressive. I remember times being young and I would question my mom all the time, like, hey, like, why is he not around? Why is he not there? And, she did the best she could as a single mother. Now I can say my dad is very present in my life. However, I feel like our relationship is very, like, financial based, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I don't have a real connection with my father. Like, he's there for me if I need something, like if I need to, like, if I want this, if I want that, like he's always there for me, like money wise, but I feel like I'm still like desiring for that real connection. Like how you mentioned how you have that mental connection with your father. Like I feel like I don't have that. So that kind of puts a desire into me to where I'm desperate now to be a father. Not desperate, but I'm desperate to be a father that I want to do it right and give the things and, make sure that I nurture my kid more than just the money aspect of things. Like I want to be there, in all ways possible. I kind of feel like now I kind of just like suppress it and try to ignore it because he's here now, which I definitely feel like I shouldn't do.
I think that it's never too late to mend a relationship. It's never too late to rewrite the story. I mean, you can't go back in time and change anything, but you can definitely mend the relationship. Because although I have a good relationship with my father, relationships are constant maintenance and they're work. And I know that parents can be toxic too. They can break your heart more than anyone else can. I'm not saying that your dad did. But maybe you should start today. Give him a call, invite him out for a coffee, start somewhere.
Father's Day coming up, dog.
And that is officially a wrap.
Hey!